In this session, I'm talking about the salt. What is salt? Why we need salt? And what kind of salt is appropriate for us to have? Before I go into detail, I'm informing you I'm not a doctor. I'm sharing some of the information I have gathered over many years. I'm going to share it with normal people. Therefore, if you are suffering from any kind of illness and you are under medication, you should check everything with your doctor. Salt is a Latin word, is a sal, stands for salary, means wages. And salt before was very valuable and it was a currency. What is salt? Do you have salt? How much salt do you think you have how much salt do you think you have per day?
Like 1,000 grams.
1,000 grams.
Yeah.
We need 7 grams, 6 grams to 7 grams maximum per day. He is having 1,000 grams per day. How much salt do you have per day?
8.
8 grams.
5,000 grams.
5,000? You're joking? No.
No, not really.
500 grams.
500 grams. You know 500 grams is half a kilo. Half a kilo salt kills. 7 grams is like a teaspoon salt we should have per day. Above that is killing. They call salt as a silent killer in our kitchen. How much salt do you get per day?
20.
20 grams. So you have crisps, which has a lot of salt, chips, chocolate, fizzy drinks, sweets, hot foods,
burgers.
soups, burgers. These are all have a lot of salt in them. Stay there. So do you think salt is needed for us or not?
Yeah.
Yes.
How much salt should we have each day?
7.
6 grams per day. So if we get more than that, we get heart attack, stroke, high blood pressure, and many other illnesses. So we need 6 to 7 grams salt each day. Rest of it, our kidney suffer to get rid of excessive salt. So we suffer. When our kidney suffers, we suffer. We don't feel happy because our body works a lot to get rid of excessive salt. And also, this salt we are having is not the real salt. It is processed salt. The real salt is very expensive. It should be organic salt coming from the sea. But the manufacturer extract all the goods, all the valuable mineral from the salt and sell us something which is not very good for us. Therefore, salt we are having today, 40% is sodium, 60% chloride. So you see, it will block our arteries because our body cannot get rid of the salt because there are inorganic material and our body cannot get rid of it. Therefore, it is staying in our body. The solution. We should stop taking salt, and substitute of the salt is lemon, vinegar, and many other materials which I'm not going to mention here. But salt is good for us. We need salt. Vegetable we eat has a lot of salt in it. Fruits we eat has a lot of salt in it. Also, when we buy bread, it has got the salt in it. So therefore, we should get rid of the table salt, and we should not put a lot of salt into our food. Also, I'm advising you not to eat outside, because all food we eat outside has a lot of salt in it, and because salt is one of the best preservative. If we will not put salt into our food, they go off very quickly. So if they want to preserve something, they put a lot of salt on it, and so nowadays the government has enforced all the manufacturer not to put a lot of salt in children's food and in crisps, chips, sweets, and many other processed foods such as soup and so on and so forth. Because the manufacturer puts salt is cheapest product, and they put a lot of salt to preserve that food, and we eat it and we get a problem. If you go to the hospital, most of the illnesses are coming from the people who have excessive salt. Over a few years, they get a problem. They have to go to the hospital to have a kidney transplant, to have a lung transplant, to have a heart transplant. All these are coming from excessive salt. Don't get me wrong. We need salt, but the salt we need, we get it from the vegetable, such as spinach, celery, kale, and parsley, coriander, lettuce, and all these green vegetables, they have got a lot of salt. Also fruits. Every fruit has a salt, because all the trees, all the vegetables get the salt from the earth, transfer it to us. Therefore, we need 6 grams salt each day. We have it from the vegetable, fruit, and the food, and the bread, everything we bought. What is your name?
Danat.
Nabai.
Louder.
Nabai.
Bethlehem.
Alex.
Please do not take a lot of
Salt. Salt is bad for you.
Eat less salt.
It can kill you.
It can be tasty, but don't do it.
That's it. Exactly. Salt is tasty. That is why when you go to the restaurant, they put a lot of salt to cheat you. Because it is cheap and it is tasty, therefore you have a lot, you become ill. Don't get me wrong again. We need sweets,
No.
vegetable,
No.
soup. So therefore, they shouldn't harm the public.
Yeah.
Please tell them not to harm children.
Do not harm children. Do not harm
It's not fair on the public, and it's not fair.
And the children.
Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas. What do you think about the salt? Do you have a salt in your food?
Yeah, I eat salt in my food, but I don't eat too much because it's bad for you.
If you have too much salt, what will happen?
You could have kidney problems and blood pressure, high blood pressure, and all that.
So how much do you think we need salt each day?
I don't know. It's a little bit. I recommend just to put a little bit to make
One-
it tastier.
Teaspoon?
No, less.
What do you think?
Nah, probably a teaspoon because you need salt to make like some food taste better, you know. Like if you need to marinate meat and that, it needs a little bit of salt, but not like to exceed the limit.